Hey, everybody, it's Doug Green, and I'm the publisher of Technology Reseller News. And I'm very pleased to have with me again Travis Volk, Vice
Hey,
President
Doug.
of Global Technology Solutions and GTM Carrier at Radware. Travis, thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, hey, it's good to see you. I hope you're lined up for a good holiday, Doug.
I hope so, and I hope you are too, and I hope everybody is that's watching and listening is. And we are talking about the holidays, and we're talking about the new year. And today's
Absolutely.
our discussion is going to be how AI security at machine speed, what telecom providers must prepare for 2026. So this is among the different podcasts we're doing this time of year about, hey, what do you need to look out for the new year? So, but Travis, let's start out with something really simple. Tell us a little bit about Radware and what you do at Radware.
Yeah, okay. Hi. My name is Travis Volk, and I started my career 27 years ago at AT&T. And today I have a global role at Radware, where I'm supporting service providers and third-party OEMs for over 21 years. So it seems like I'm solving similar problems repeatedly throughout my career, having led emerging markets, new protocol support, with a focus on application delivery, performance optimization, and security.
What's your big message for us today?
I think what we come to the table with is a focus on helping customers navigate the intersection of AI and escalating security threats. If I were to put out a few of the trends that we saw throughout the year and that we see going into 2026, it's projects related to API and agentic application security, where we're addressing zero-day sophisticated business logic attacks with real-time mitigation. And of course, we're going to continue optimizing DDoS protection by implementing adaptive layer 7 support and modernizing MSSP services. We're trying to help more customers lower risk by moving to a dual vendor strategy for application delivery controllers.
Now, you mentioned that telecom networks are entering a new era of machine speed attacks. What does that look like in reality? What does it look like in practice?
Yeah, recent CVEs have been exploited at breakneck speeds, nearly a third being disclosed and exploited within 24 hours. And if you look at the numbers associated with that, that means that about 768 new CVEs publicly reported in the last year, that approximately 230 of them were exploited within 24 hours. So you kind of start to get the feeling or a sense of the overhead associated with patching and software maintenance related to these emergency exploits.
Um, how are zero-day vulnerabilities being weaponized faster, and which systems are most at risk?
I think in general, the attackers are leveraging vulnerabilities as 0 days. And so what it's done is it's shrunk the window defenders have in order to automate the patch software maintenance associated with blocking them. And it's gone from months down to days, if not hours. And I think the systems that are most at risk are those with outdated software. And heaven forbid that source code be leaked to attackers, because the attackers have literally mastered chaining small flaws into big attacks.
So you've talked about offensive and defensive security beginning to merge. Can you explain what this means for service providers?
Yeah, offensive security teams have been working hard to identify issues prior to moving applications into production. I think they've gotten their arms around automating that. But defensive security is required to address the OWASP top 10 definitions for API and agentic applications. And to us, the two things are really go hand in hand to ensure resilience.
Now, how will continuous automated probing and hardening change the way carriers approach red teaming and penetration testing?
Yeah, with fully automated processes to identify and remediate known vulnerabilities, What we see is red teams evolving towards periodic reconnaissance and vulnerability hunting in specific parts of the application. Essentially, scrutinizing past the crown jewels.
Why will real-time inline protection be essential for encrypted and high-value workloads in 2026?
Yeah, it's essentially for comprehensive visibility. I mean, by establishing a multi-layered approach to encrypted attack protection, we can enforce complex things like object level authorization and maintaining context to user behavior over time while protecting expensive resources like cryptography engines from volumetric events. But the visibility is key to business logic attacks, which exploit legitimate workflows of the application, not necessarily a known vulnerability.
So, what performance or architectural challenges must providers solve to implement inline protection at telecom scale?
Yeah, it's a good question because it teeters on expense. But
Hmm.
I think a priority would be to embrace a platform offering centralized policy management with the capability of integrating with a wide range of enforcers. This approach offers like inline visibility and protection, while all of the payload process is done out of path. So it's a risk adverse approach to single policy and forensic frameworks for runtime protection. I think a second priority would be to implement action escalations, via user risk scoring, essentially coordinating edge blocking, removing abusive flows from expensive data pipeline resources, and proactively maintaining availability.
So, how is AI compressing the time between identifying an issue and fixing it?
Yeah, it's funny. We were just talking about this in the acceleration of essentially video editing, but it's a great example in our ecosystem is the Radware AI SOC expert. Okay. And it uses several mechanisms to compress mean time to resolution. First by using AI algorithms to detect instantly and generate tailored recommendations and offering analysts zero click resolutions, significantly reducing human error. But the AI is enriching alerts contextually and cutting analysis from hours to minutes. And analysts get immediate access to structured incident data via interactive AI assistants and AI guided workflows, which accelerate incident resolution dramatically. But we're also using AI to learn from past incidents and traffic patterns to continuously improve policy and reduce false positives, which all play a role in improving the effectiveness of the analysts within the SOC.
So, Travis, can you share examples of automated testing, adaptive detection, or predictive analytics already making a difference?
Yeah, it's a great question. And we work closely with software development, lifecycle governance, and red teams to complement their pre runtime processes. A great example of this is how we've been introducing the AI API security, multi-dimensional insights into ecosystems, and continuously maintaining context and analysis based on API transactions. The cool thing about this is it dynamically creates a graphical map visualizing API flows, business processes, and endpoint dependencies. And it delivers granular analytics on usage patterns like content type, request response volumes, latency, and error trends, directly affecting our ability to identify irregularities immediately. And a simple example of this is like with BOLA or broken object level authorization. Imagine an authenticated API consumer, changing, tweaking his API request to access another consumer's data. Okay. And the challenge in this case is to guarantee object level authorization at scale. And we're typically talking about thousands of endpoints and continuous delivery. So it's a constantly moving target and a difficult problem to address.
So, SOC teams are stretched thin. That's no big surprise. How can AI and automation realistically support them without adding more noise?
Yeah, it's It's actually intriguing because the AI is producing today an attack story report, which provides kill chain of events, including attack vector, changes throughout the event, and the action escalations showing where mitigations actually took place. And SOC analysts have the interactive agent to break down questions that they receive throughout the event. And the agent provides detailed impact statements regarding hypothetical filtering questions, feedback regarding relationships to peacetime traffic, and any potential impact to legitimate traffic if additional filters are applied. It's really enabling every analyst to perform like an expert.
So, Travis, what does good look like? In other words, looking ahead to 2026, what does good look like for a service provider using AI effectively to protect its network?
Yeah, well, it's a target, but it looks like a living observable system, enabling CISOs to prioritize risk and detect anomalies early, but take good data-driven informed security decisions. And it includes fully automated pre-runtime and runtime security to deliver real-time defense and continuous posture governance. And eventually, it's providing seamless protection and compliance assurance without operational complexity.
So, Travis, what are the practical steps to get there? What practical steps should providers start taking now as we close up the year, as
Well,
we enter 2026?
yeah, no, it's a great opportunity, and I think one thing I would say that Salt Typhoon, encouraged focus and action. And I think we're in a good place to actually have a meaningful impact. And I encourage folks to explore a Radware Secure Path deployment model. It essentially allows our unified protections to be delivered over API to a wide range of enforcers. And this is an excellent way to enable a single policy framework for hybrid applications. It's easy to consume and it's zero risk as an out of path deployment model.
So, with these practical steps, how is Radware helping carriers put these capabilities into practice? Is this happening now? Are we able to do this now?
Yeah, yeah, yes. These techniques are in production today. Radware offers these capabilities we've discussed in containerized virtual physical appliances. They can be consumed over API. Customers can use DNS or BGP to divert access to these resources, these cloud services. But carriers are leveraging our solutions in both centralized and distributed deployment models to deliver highly contextual security. And our goal is eventually to deliver a combination of service components to optimize protections as per line of business.
Well, Travis, it wouldn't be the end and top of the year without this podcast. It's very interesting. We always sort of peer into the future. We've done it again. There's a lot to talk about. I hope we get another occasion very soon at one of these conferences to do a follow up on this. But for now, where can I learn more?
Yeah, radware.com is a great resource for customers and partners. Our threat intelligence platform is available free of charge today. And there are informative blogs, webinars, training series, and so much more. But we're really passionate about helping customers, so please don't hesitate to reach out.
So there's free resources. You can check it out. You can look things over, learn something, and then you can also reach out to your various teams.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right.
Travis
Well,
Volk at radware.com. Yeah.
all right. That's great. We'll put that in also the that's brave of you, but we'll put that on up on the LinkedIn feed as well. Travis, again, I want to thank you. This has been great. I look forward to seeing you in the new year. Have a very safe and wonderful holiday.
Thanks, Doug.